Hey guys, it's Cheryl with Magical Melody, and I'm here with my week 29 post-op VSG update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or VSG surgery, on January 5th, 2017 with Dr. William Steely at Tenova Healthcare. My highest weight ever was 250.4, day of surgery 241.4. Today I am 172.3, and last week I was 173.1, so that is almost a 1 pound loss for the week, in actually 8 ounces for the week. So I guess I'll just take that for basically a whole pound. I mean, only 2 ounces away from being a whole pound, you know. I don't really do math on this channel, and I really don't add up things. I just take each week as it is and take what I can get out of it. I currently am below my first pre-pregnancy weight. Remember, in my goals in January before I had surgery, I said that one of them was to get down to 175, which was my first pre-pregnancy weight, because I was 175 at the time that I found out I was pregnant with her. So I am now below that weight, and I'm hoping that at the end of next week I will get to see 170. I hope. But you know, then again, if it doesn't happen, I won't be upset either. I'm just trying. Hopefully what my goal is that I will at least get to 168 before I leave for Chicago. And there has been some changes. I won't be there the whole week. There's been a change in schedule and whatnot, so I was told that there's basically no point in my being there for a whole week, so I'm only going to be there now for 3 days, instead of that whole week, because all the stuff that happens down there now is just going to be on the weekend. So basically, with my weight, I really don't have any other things to say, except for earlier this week I did notice that it was like Monday or Tuesday, I got down to 172.5. Then Wednesday, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. Anyway, then Wednesday I woke up and noticed that I was 174.1. So I had gained a whole pound since my weigh-in last week. And I was kind of shaking my head. I was like, wow. Because according to my weight earlier this week, I had gained 1.5 pounds in just 1 day. I woke up also to find that I felt extremely constipated, and I had noted that also the day before I had gotten a bit too many carbohydrates just from what I had eaten that day. I had for dinner that night a hot dog with some chili on top, and earlier that day I had had some oatmeal, and then I had had some nuts for snack. So I pretty much know where it came from, but to see like 1.5 pounds gain just like that overnight is a reminder that, wow, holy crap, it is so freaking easy to gain weight. It seems so much easier to gain weight than it is to actually lose it. So I mean, even though I know where it came from, I kind of knew better. And I think that also because of the sodium, I'm going to skip out on the hot dogs, even though they are turkey hot dogs. I'm going to skip out on those because they have a lot of sodium, and I remember the last time that I ate one, I had held on to some water for a couple of days. So between Wednesday and yesterday, because of my constipation, I kind of ate light, and I had like a protein shake for lunch, and I just had like some oatmeal for breakfast, and the only big meal that I had Wednesday and Thursday as a result of that was dinner. But around here we eat dinner at around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. I know I said before that I'm not a daily weigher. Well, recently I have become a little bit more of a daily weigher. Not because I really want to, but because in the past I had a lot of issues going from the 170s down into the 160s. And where I regained back then was also a period that I stayed around 175, 180 for about a year. So I don't know if you watch S. Walker, but she explains in her meetings with her support group how they were talking about stalls, and how they talk about how there's certain points that you're gonna have trouble losing. And what was said is that before, like when you regained and you stalled while you were gaining, is going to be the same time where you will have issues coming down. So right now I'm in one of those points where during my regain I stalled. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but I'm kind of watching a little more closely because of that. Knowing that I'm less than 25 pounds away from goal is making me just a little bit more conscious of what's going on right now than normal. So yeah, the main thing is, I mean, I definitely want these 100 pounds that I have to lose gone. I definitely want that, and whatever else I lose after I hit 150 is gonna just be an extra bonus, in my opinion. After I hit 150, I'd kind of like to see 135, but I'm not going to make that a goal right now. Right now I'm going to see what happens after I reach my goal weight and see where we go from there, because I'm not sure how that's going to be for me. I've never in my adult life that I know of, I have never been 150. I know that I said before, when I was still with my ex, that I remember at one point being able to fit into a size 32 in men's jeans. And the reason I remember that is because I had lost so much weight that I had just gotten rid of a whole bunch of my clothes, and there were some people who had given us some clothes, and I just remember that there were a lot of size small and medium t-shirts in there, and there was also some size 32 jeans, 34s, 36s, just a mixture of different sizes. And I remember because of that, because I got a lot of clothes from there. I don't really remember who had given us the clothes exactly, but that's what that was from. And then I remember weighing one time on his nephew's scale, and I thought it said 145, but then his nephew had said the scale wasn't really working properly. So I don't know back then. I just don't know what I weighed, and I don't remember much about that time. I remember feeling like, wow, I'm really small, because I had never been that small before. And I remember that vaguely, just in passing, one person had said, you need to get some food. I mean, you're losing weight. So apparently I must have been small enough where I was starting to look kind of sickly. And again, since I don't know what I weighed, I can't judge any of that. I just know that for most of my life, I have never been 150. I think the last time I actually weighed 150 was sometime when I was in middle school, maybe 6th grade, 7th grade maybe. So I don't know, and I just don't know, because not much of my adult life have I ever been at a normal weight. I'm pretty frustrated because I feel like that somebody might be going in our backyard and vandalizing some of the things in our yard, because I've had some weird problems with the swimming pool this year that I've never really had problems with. And one thing, I don't know if you saw my short pool video, one thing was that the hoses kept cracking, and I've finally gotten that fixed where it won't crack anymore. But I also having this weird problem where the skimmer that attaches to the side of the pool, I've had issues with it floating. Usually when you submerge it down into the water enough so that it will catch the floating debris, it stays. I've never had that problem before, and it keeps floating. It's almost as if somebody is coming into our yard and actually pulling the skimmer off the side of the pool, because when it's floating, I noticed that even though I have the screws tightened down to keep it in place, it's still not attached to the side of the pool, and that's very weird. I've never had that happen before, and it always happens during times that we haven't been out there. I've had it happen before, like with the kids, they get in the pool and they bump it and it started to float because of that, but never just when nobody's been out there. So I don't know why, but I get a funny feeling that somebody's been coming in our yard and doing stuff to our pool. So, I mean, I just told my husband, I said, what's going to happen next? Are they going to slit a big hole in the pool, like on the side of the lining? I mean, because if they do, and I find out who it is, they're going to buy me a new pool. Because it costed me a lot of money, and at this point, I would not have the money to replace it. And my kids enjoy going out there and swimming in it. I do too from time to time. Right now I have the automatic pool cleaner in there cleaning the pool, because I was trying to vacuum it earlier. The vacuum wasn't really picking up a lot of the debris that seems to be kind of stuck to the bottom of it right now. And it started raining when I was out there, so I said, well, I'll just put the automatic cleaner in there and we'll see how that does. As you can tell, I have moved my studio around, and my couch is now in front of my window, whereas before it was over there, kind of where my air conditioner is. The reason why I kind of moved it is because, for one thing, I don't like it being off over there in the corner. And then my TV used to be over here, like, across the room like that. And it was in the corner. So I brought the TV stand in here that my kids were using in their room, because we had to take it out of there to make accommodations to separate their bunk beds. And so we put their TV up on top of one of their smaller dressers, which is working out better space-wise than having the TV stand in there would have. Since now the beds are separated, there's not a lot of room in there for extra stuff. So they have 2 dressers in there, and then there are 2 beds, and you know, enough room for their toys and whatnot. So I stick the TV on top of their dresser, and I put the TV stand in here because I have a TV in here. You know, sometimes late at night I'll come in here and I'll watch a movie, and I don't do that often. I actually did that for the first time last night. I actually came in here and watched a movie on my Apple TV. I normally don't. The reason I have the TV in here primarily is so that, for one thing, I can watch my guitar lessons, which are on DVD, and so that I can use my Apple TV to watch tutorials on YouTube, like mixing tutorials for my studio equipment, because I'm trying to learn how to do my own mix downs and mixing and mastering, and I haven't really done much with that lately, just because we've been bringing stuff back over to the house. I've had my mind on a lot of other things going on right now, so my plan is that after I get back from Chicago, I'm going to go back to my lessons and my sort of self-schooling to try to broaden my spectrum, you know, musically. But I usually take the summer off anyway because they're home for the summer. And here lately I've been spending a lot of time with them. I've been taking them out to the park and taking them to the pool, and the Emoji movie is out, and I was going to say it's going to come out, but I think it just came out yesterday. But anyway, I'm going to take them next week to go see that. I'm going to take them to the pool one more time. They're going to be starting school back on August 7th, so to have something to do with them so that they get out of the house and they have something to look forward to. So I'm going to do a lot of that during the summer. But yeah, I know that a while back, way back in like March, when I was working in here and I had gotten some new equipment and some new desks and whatnot, I had said that I was going to do a studio tour. I'm going to do that as soon as I get everything where I want it to be in here. I'll do it. I'm just not, well, I'm a little bit happier with the way that things are now, but I'm just not 100% happy. Like, I still have to do a couple of things in here. One thing that I want to do is get rid of these curtains behind me because they're white. My couch is white. My walls are white. And I'm gonna set up like a pink color theme in here, I believe. I found a rug that's got pink, black, and white in it. And then I've got some pink curtains picked out on Amazon that I'm gonna hang behind me. And stuff like that. And then on my TV, I'm having an issue with the sound. Like, you know, those flat screen TVs, how terrible they sound wise. Well, this particular TV, the only audio hookup that it has to hook audio devices, like speakers and all to, is optical. So I really only had one other thing that right now has that optical input, which was a sound bar that I got a couple of years ago. But the problem with that is I lost the remote control, and then when I did have the remote control, it didn't work. So because I can't control any of the EQs or anything on it, it actually sounds pretty terrible. So right now I'm dealing with that, plus the soundbar doesn't even fit my TV stand, so I need to get a smaller one. And I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'm going to turn my camera around so you can kind of see what I'm dealing with. There's my TV and my soundbar, and as you can see, it doesn't fit. So I've been left dealing with that now. So I'm not, 100% completely happy with the way things are going in here just yet to do a studio tour. But it will be coming soon. If not before I leave for Chicago, after. It'll probably be after. Because I'm not even going to be able to finish getting anything until I get back. So yeah. There's also a couple of other cool lighting ideas that I had for in here that I wanted to do. But anyway, I know that this particular weekly update or vlog hasn't really been all 100% weight loss related, because I really don't have much weight loss related things to talk about. Oh, before I forget, there is one NSV. I can cross my legs and touch my ankle with my other foot. You see there? And then I can take this foot and actually wrap it around my other foot and comfortably still set my foot flat on the floor. Wow, this is unbelievable. I cannot believe how small I've actually gotten, and I can't even wrap my head around how big I actually was. Yesterday, my daughter saw a picture. It was an old picture from like 2 years ago, but she saw a picture of me with my manager from the music awards from 2015. And she commented, it was Facebook, she commented, she's like, ew, oh my god, I like you better when you're skinnier. And I was like, yeah, I know, me too, but it is what it is. That's what I looked like back then. But wow, even when I look back at those pictures, I scare myself. I can't believe how big I was. And the weird thing that gets me, I think I kind of said this before, I don't think that I really had a full perspective or even realized how big I actually was. Because I would buy clothes that wouldn't even fit me. I would think they would fit me, then I would get home and get upset that they didn't fit me. Like, I knew I was big, but I don't think that I was wrapping my brain around exactly how big I was. And I think that I was kind of in denial, or that I had the opposite of body dysmorphia or something, because I was huge. Oh my god. And it blows me away. And then to see what I look like now, I mean, I'm fine with it. I see it. I know a lot of people say, well, I look in the mirror and I still see this 300-pound person or this 250-pound person or however, whatever size they were before. I really don't have that. I definitely notice a huge difference. I mean, I can see how much smaller I am now, but I can't wrap my brain around how quickly it happened. Like, I knew after my surgery that it would happen, but I had no idea how fast it was gonna happen. I have no idea why it has taken me such a small amount of time to lose the amount of weight that I've lost. I don't know what I've done. I mean, I don't really have any specific guidelines personally. I just eat things that are compliant with plan. And I don't really do a lot of meal prep. I really don't meal plan a lot. And I know a lot of people say that's bad. But for me, I'm never hungry. I get hungry sometimes, but it takes me a good 3 or 4 hours to get a genuine hunger feeling. I normally just eat because I know that I need to eat, and I know the consequences that can occur if I don't eat. Your body can stop losing weight and start stalling and acting all crazy when it goes into starvation mode. And there's some other things that can happen when you don't eat enough. Like, one thing that I've noticed, if I've gone more than 3 hours without something to eat, is I start feeling dizzy and I start feeling kind of jittery. I just get this overall sick feeling. So I try to eat around every 2 to 3 hours. You know, just a little something just to help that, since we're not able to eat that much in one sitting anyway. I'm still around the same 4 or 5 ounces of food. I still can't eat that much. I definitely still have my restriction. But, you know, I'm never hungry. So for me, a lot of times if I go in the kitchen for something to eat, it's like, okay, I need to eat now, but what do I want to eat? And I sit there and I actually think about it. It's like, well, gosh, do I want this or do I want that? And I've never really had that before, where I actually had to sit and think about what I wanted to eat. I usually try to make it depend on what I've already had to eat that day. There's been a couple of times, like earlier this week, where I messed up and got too many carbs and everything like that. And it's, you know, other than that, though, I've been okay. And I notice on days that I do that and I get too many carbs is when the very next day I become extremely constipated. And that's also very annoying to be that way. Because I already deal with constipation as it is. But then to have it be worse because of something that I did is kind of messed up. But oh well, you know, it is what it is, and I just take one day at a time, really. So I'm sorry for the huge long explanation there, but I just don't know what I have done to be able to lose the amount of weight that I've lost in such a short amount of time. I'm 6.5 months out, and according to the Monitor Your Weight program, it says that I have lost 78, I think it's 78.6 pounds, which is more than half of the weight that I had to lose to get to goal. And that just blows me away. And anyway, I don't know. Those are just all thoughts, stuff that I kind of had on the top of my head that I wanted to share today. And I'm going to stop because I know that it's been kind of rambly, which a lot of my videos are pretty rambly. I can't make short videos. Anyway, until next week, I hope that you guys enjoy your weekend, and if you have children, I hope that you enjoy the next couple of weeks with your kids before they go back to school. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.